Hi there.
We got you.
Wrong timing. Damn it.
Okay. Hi. Sorry.
Hi. It's all good.
Laptops and electronics are not working well with me. I can tell you that.
Yeah, they like to
guys.
mess. They like to mess with us in every way they can. Electronics.
Oh, it's just classic. I'm used to it, but I don't want to be used to it. They are really pissing me off. My life is not really great at the moment, personally, so I really don't need them at all. Bothering me.
Complicated enough without them, right?
Exactly. I had enough. I just don't need this. I just want to live my life peacefully. That's all I want. But yeah, I just wanted to say sorry if I overwhelmed you with too much details or something. It's just what I am basically. I just got everything.
Nah, it's okay.
That I know.
That's all right.
No.
Yeah, well, somehow we get like pages and pages of stuff. So that was easy.
I don't feel bad now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, from obviously last session, I know you're not gonna remember unless you watch the video or something because you got loads of people. So obviously that's fine. The stuff that I mentioned in the Word document, that's what happened. I don't know, this I love my apartment, but I think it's cursed. I have no idea. Astral projection, it's just I just can't awaken. I think I put a reminder of like a nose breathing technique that I don't know where I've got it from, maybe from you guys or somewhere else, I don't remember. It's basically, obviously, if I do this, that I can't breathe in this reality, but if I'm dreaming and I do that and I can't breathe, then that's an indication for me that, holy shit, this is not a reality. And last time I did that, a few weeks ago, I can't pinpoint the exact time, I did that in the dream and I couldn't breathe, so I thought it's reality. So they keep messing with me constantly, and I feel like, I know that you made a video, oh, you stop being a lazy fucking bastard or something, this and that, and I'm like, girl, I thought you're talking about me in that video because I was such a lazy bastard. I'm not working on myself when it comes to this, because I feel like no matter what I try, it just goes to shit. And obviously, personally, the life is not going how I want it to be, so that's stopping me as well. So partially, big part is my fault as well, but I just want to know, why is it going on? Then I've been attacked, I can call it that way, with the hole in my back. Basically, it happened, sorry for the mess, it just happened in here, all over there. And usually when I sleep facing this wall. So whenever I was facing that one that I showed you first, that's when it happened. And yeah, just keep messing, and I just don't know. I don't feel any special to be like being attacked, or I just don't know. Maybe I have something that I could do, I don't know, but I will never, my ego will never reach that threshold anyway, so that's fine. But I try to do remote viewing, because whenever I talk about remote viewing, I try to do it, I always think about you, I feel all the time, and I'm like, fucking hell, I need to try to do it. So I tried to do it when this with the hole in the back happened, and it did work, but I didn't see them. But all I could sense that it was two of them. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but it was constantly two of them all the time. Then 2 days before hypnosis, with one lady, I think she was learning from Dolores as well, but she incorporated some other techniques in the hypnosis or something. 2 days before I was supposed to go to that hypnosis, had a body projection in a room with beautiful view. I have to give them that if they created it. Very good, guys. But I had men coming into the room and talking to me like normally, but then I started to sense that this is not real. So I was coming to them, like, who are you? What do you want? Da, da, da. And then the third time that I've said that, because it was the third set of the people in there, he stood out for me because he was just sitting there and just like this and watching and watching. and just observing and just being there. I didn't like it, so I went closer to his face. Don't know how the hell I got the courage to do that, because usually I'm really scared in this. And I've asked him like, "Who are you? What do you want?" And this bastard just hissed at me, literally rude, just motherfucker, absolutely hissed at me. And then he did this with his teeth, and he had, you know, like a spiky teeth, like
Yeah.
like a
I've
dragon
seen
or what.
those. Where
Yeah.
I've seen them that fucking close to my face. The little bastards. Going like
I
that.
honestly like it's a fear with my beautiful astral projection or whatever you want to call it, and I could just go and sniff those beautiful plants and stuff. No, instead of here, you're trapping me in a room and you're fucking hissing at me. What is this? So that happened, and then after the hypnosis, I was feeling a bit. I have problem with sugar. Let's just say it's like my drug. I'm trying to cut it down. So I wasn't drinking water. I wasn't, you know, eating properly as I usually do. But I was eating a lot of sugar, so I started to cut it down. And after the hypnosis, you know, I cut it off. But I was feeling, you know, whenever I stood up, I was just feeling, you know, dizzy and everything. But so I thought it is that, but it wasn't, because I was sitting in here and I was just doing something on my laptop, and all of a sudden from this side, boom, just something hit me, and it's just went just up until like half of my head in here, and then it just went away. So yeah, then and other stories in there as well. Just it's too much. I don't want to put it with that. It's a lot. That blue planet as well in that hypnosis. I tried to make it a bit funny, you know, the documents is not just dull and bad. I just experienced this and that, you know. That blue planet, when I was talking to my higher self, when we asked that question, she was holding my hands. It was actually on the beach in Cuba where I was, and I love that place. So it's always like my safe spot, basically. So she was holding my hands, looking at me like this. I'm in my early 30s. She was in late 30s. And when we asked the questions like, where's the origin or something or whatever, she literally, if I had a video, like I was just doing this with my head, like, no, like she completely refused to tell me. And the hypnotherapist, before she could even count to 3, like at least show her, I was already in front of that planet somehow, just, woof, just there. It was all beautiful blue. I just don't know what it is. If it's Alpha Centauri, as I feel like mentioned before, I don't know.
Yeah.
No idea. So just loads of questions I have. Basically, it's just I don't know how to help myself. Obviously, I need to start working on myself now. But I think like until my life goes, especially with the job that I want, that I had the interview, or at least something apart from that job, but job wise will happen with me. I don't think I'll be able to progress spiritually any further, because this is just really locking me here. And I want to live England. I want to move back home into Slovakia, but finding a job is a bit tough. So I think like my personal circumstances is kind of like, I don't want to say stopping, but blocking me, or like, and even finding my own initiative to change something. So yeah,
Right.
Sorry.
Okay, well, no, thank you. That was fine. It was great. And if you'd like to share more before we get started, or before Aguila shares, it's okay.
I'm just gonna briefly go through questions if I mention something. Entity attachments, basically. Basically, the main points that I actually wanted to ask for something, it was it is in the questions. I don't know if that blue orb that I mentioned last year, I don't know if you mentioned if it was me or something. I haven't had a chance to look at the link yet, but I will do after this session, the previous one that we had. In my hypnosis, when I asked about it, the answer was it was me. Fuck knows what it means. I'm just confused. I don't know anymore. So probably you were right. I don't know why I thought that it is something completely else. I don't know. So yeah, that's what it is. And just the astral projection out of the body, that I just can't, as I said, it's my fault, my own fault as well, of course. But I just can't seem to gain control. And even if I gain a little bit of control, that I started to awaken, if you want to call it that way, or anything, and just boom, something comes and fucks it up. It's not enough that I fucking me up in this life. This reality. It's just there. Just give me a break. I want to dream a little bit, to just be calm while I'm sleeping. But no, obviously it's not happening. So, so I don't know. So yeah, no, that's really it basically.
Okay, thank you.
That's a lot you're going through. Damn.
I think I don't think I'm special that I'm going through that or something like that. I'm sure many other people going through a hell of a lot, even worse or better or more than me. So I don't know. I never had this kind of ego by myself, so it's absolutely fine. But I would like to get into depth with it to just move forward. But as I mentioned, it unless I progress with it in my career or love life or go home until I feel like I'm finally settled somewhere, I don't think I'll be able to control it, gain strength, and just protect myself. Basically, that's what it is, unfortunately. But yeah, sad, violent. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you a couple of questions.
Mhm.
One, how are your visuals? Can you visualize really well, or not hardly at all, or you really well?
My visualization is really good. I can literally picture myself as a singer on a concert in front of 80,000 people and sing. Do you know what I mean? That is absolutely not a problem. But I feel visualization. That I don't have problem with that. What I have problems with since the thingy on the back happened is manifestation. Before I could literally manifest. When I didn't realize that I could do it with just my thought, and it will happen in a day, week, or two, or month, or year. It will happen, everything. But at the moment, whatever I'm manifesting is negativity constantly. I cannot manifest. It's a bit contradictory. I cannot manifest anything, but what I'm manifesting is negativity. The thought process, it's just since that hole in the back happened. Before it was bad. Like my manifestation was going downhill, not imagination, but my manifestation. But now it's shit show. So yeah, but visualization per se, it's fine. I don't have any problems with that. But I feel whenever I visualize something, this is a point. How should I say that? Whenever I visualize something, I don't feel a strong connection to it, as if I'm visualizing, and in order to like merge it together, like to be on the same level, it's just not letting me go. And I didn't have this problem before.
Okay. Good to know. This is good stuff to know. You still have a chance.
Well, I hope so. I've
not
got
all
another
doomed.
few years to live. I need to do this.
Okay, now I wanted to ask you about your astral projection. How often do you try to do it, and you able to happen? Does it happen naturally? And how often? Once a week, once a month, once a couple of years?
I don't keep a log of that, which I should. I wouldn't be able to tell you precisely because I would be lying to you. I genuinely don't know.
It's like more than a couple of times a month, or
yeah, definitely something like that, but not too much, but around that amount. It's just whenever I wake up, that's when I realize that it was an astral projection, because it was strong and I can pinpoint every single detail. I can pinpoint a detail of my astral projection flying off a terrace.
Yeah.
You know, like trying to, oh my God, I'm going too fast and everything and all that happened 7-8 months ago, precisely to the detail. Even something that happened a few years ago within the astral, I can pinpoint everything. But only after when I wake up, I realize. Not very often I realize when I'm there.
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
Yeah.
Once I tried to realize that, it was back home in Slovakia in some little whatever. I was talking to some people about a white light trap. Like, no, don't ever go to it. And then I tried to convince them. And then and as I was trying to say that, as I was gaining control about it, that fucking white light started to shine like on this side. And I was just there like, no. and then I woke up. But I had astral projection as I was sleeping in here, and full moon was literally trying to take me. I could feel the energy trying to pull me out from my body and just literally take me there. And then I'm like, no, again, no. And I woke up. But unfortunately, not very often. The latest that I've realized I was having AP was the one that bastard that hissed at me. That's it. That's
okay.
It really bothers me, to be honest. Sometimes I'm really sad about it. But, yeah.
Okay. Last question is lucid dreams. Do you have lucid dreams very much, or do you mix them? Is it kind of like astral projection, lucid dreams, same thing? Or do you have lucid dreams and they're different from your astral projections?
I don't know how to differentiate between lucid dream and astral projection. Maybe that might be the problem as well. That's actually a good point.
It's the only differentiation is how awake you are, how aware you are in the moment. Because you can be in a lucid dream and you go, oh, I'm dreaming. And the underlying consideration that you have in play is that, oh, I'm dreaming and I'm going to awaken my dream. You're considering and believing that it is just a dream. When you go, oh, I'm astral projecting. Underlying consideration is that I am in some astral plane and I've projected my consciousness out of my body. And they're both belief system based, but the experience is what counts. Because when you're having the experience, whether you call it a lucid dream or an astral projection, it's whatever's going on. The context of that experience is what's important, not the label you put on it. So what's going on in the experience, that's important. Then you put that here, and then you ask, it's like, how awake and aware was I while having the experience? And that's important. The more awake you are in your experience, literally, a regular dream can turn into a lucid dream without the environment changing. It's just your conscious and awareness expanded, and you go, oh, I'm dreaming. This is now not a regular dream, it's a lucid dream. Oh my God. And then one more time you go, whoa, I'm astral projecting. It's an awareness and consciousness experience. The dreamscape or the astral planescape doesn't change at all. It's just like your understanding and your depth of perception and of the experience changes. And you go, oh, I am out of body. This fucking thing is real. So it's a consciousness experience. Yeah.
That's hard for me to answer because I realized that, for example, the hissing thing. If I'm going back, but I could sense that I know that this is all just fake. Like it's not the dream, but this is. I think I understood in some way that was astral, but not lucid dreaming. But any other things, I don't know. I think that because I couldn't differentiate in between that's why I can't really tell you. I'm not that way. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I'm not saying it's easy to do. I'm just saying that is the difference and the distinctions of it. So yeah, it's something when you do work on manifestation to manifest an astral projection experience, you can include in your imagining that you're fully awake and aware and knowing that it's not just a dream.
I definitely have to work on that because I just don't. I just go to sleep and I let it happen, which is bad because I do want to do that. I do want to, I don't know, meet XYZ or just go there, spy on my grandma if she's okay, I don't know. But it's just I am the problem. I have to put hands up.
That's okay. We understand that there's been rumors going around about you that you're a lazy bastard.
I am.
I forget where I heard that.
I think a lot of my friends would agree with you, and especially. But yeah, well, that's an issue.
You're not the only one. So anyway, yeah, well, thanks for sharing all that. That really helps me with my understanding of things. And Agvila, it probably helped. Does it help you focus in and tune into places? Or?
Yeah, I wrote the whole page over there of your
Fucking
stuff.
hell.
All righty.
Yeah, so for you, like I'm just gonna go back to that hole in your back thing. The beings, the cloak beings that were in your room are pretty much like tortoise. So figure reptilian, but more like turtle-looking being. They have super high IQ, but they're pretty much like pros at the emotional IQ. And if they can control people's emotions and everything else, like that's their thing. Anyway, they're sort of connected to certain humans out there in the galaxy, and pretty much they fucked you over. That hole in the back is, it's just kind of like implanting the fake beingness on you. Like, so a lot of abilities you have are being switched. The personality you have is being switched. And it's kind of like, let's say I was like writing like the creativity you have, manifestation, the knowingness is being taken away and given to someone else. And you get that limited, lazy, like can't do stuff, don't want to do stuff, or really trying, but nothing's working. And basically it's like you're on the scapegoat. Because there's this party of, like Greys and Dracos and others, and they're involved in some kind of war. And like these tortoise beings come over and like, okay, well, they kind of fucked up. They're in war with that group, but the whole guilt and everything that's happened to them is going to be given to you. So it's kind of like their spiritual signature or their energy signature that they know of. Like a lot of groups know them by that energy. So if you want to look for someone like, you know your mom, you know your grandma, and you know their beingness, they're like, how do you feel like when you're around them? So they have that energy or spiritual signature, right? So same way with the tortoise and human group, they have their own sort of energy thing, and that is given to you. So now anyone that wants to fuck them over is coming to you because you feel and look like them.
It's almost like a spiritual scent, right? So, it's like she's got the scent, and so they come sniffing around. There they are, like dogs coming after her on the hunt. And there she is, kind of like that, but it's spiritual signature, not.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So I'm seeing like let's say the Greys, the Dracos, the secret space program, and everything else. They're all in one cluster, one way or the other. And now instead of targeting the tortoise with certain human group, they're targeting you because of what's been given to you. So there's that. A lot of like these like dreams and astral projections that you have, it's like a dream construct traps that, you're being taken to. And like they're just harvesting your energy, taking your creativity and everything else to create it or direct it somewhere else. And you're pretty much like drained, feeling bad, or like just like they mess you up. They're also like trying to, well, how should they say it? A lot of deals that went between these two groups, and the whole like signature you've got, it's as if within yourself you have another beingness. So just imagine a whole big ass entity that takes up your whole body space. Mm-hmm. That entity being sort of like was under the oath in secret space program. So taking an oath in like, okay, I will not create as much, and I will do what you want, and I will be your slave and product, and da 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 da, all that crap. It's like now you identify with it because it's part of you, it's within you. So
she's taken an oath, like a major agreement.
The entity
in her took an oath with the secret space program guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
So coming back, this hole in your back, like these tortoise plant that beingness energy within you. So it's like someone else. Yes. Uh-huh. Yeah. And that entity has taken an oath and is like working for the secret space program. So because it's within you, it is not you, but because it's within you and you resonate with it, because like right now you feel like, oh, fuck, I don't want to do this stuff, or I'm not working as hard. Well, that's that entity. And that part of it's the entity's lifestyle, the personality, the beingness, and everything else, all these issues becomes part of you because you resonate with it. You just wake up and you feel like it. Mm-hmm. But, so all that, like that entity doesn't really have much of free will. Like the whole life is scripted, controlled, limited, and it's becoming part of you. So a lot of these issues that you're like having, like you're aware, like, damn, I could do so much more, but I'm not doing it. And you're blaming yourself. But there's that entity within you that has all that crap. And even like, no matter how hard you try to work on yourself, get better.
What's happening right now?
Yeah, sorry.
Because it's so fucking true. I didn't mean to cry, but I just had enough of it. It's just been going on for too long, and everything that you just described. Even before the entity, I can be a bit lazy. Yeah, that's a well-known fact. You can ask my parents, but it's just everything that you describe, how that entity is supposed to feel or make me feel, it's just on point. And I just feel like I'm just stagnating in one place constantly, and it's just, and I know, and I always thought that it's just like not me, and I just couldn't understand why. It's fucking horrible. I'm not sad. I'm just pissed off. That's why I'm crying, because I just, if I can have the power, I'll fucking kill them. I swear to God.
Oh, fuck yeah, because they kill you if they. No,
Or they're killing me slowly.
Yeah, yeah.
What they're doing to me.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Well, that's what they're
It's
doing. To get the loosh, your emotional energy, you're a real strong character, and your emotions are strong, and that's what they want. They want your painful, you know.
It's just all the time. It's something, even job-wise, or something, anything that could, you know, anything that could signify that I could progress further. I was getting, you know, and there were indicators and everything job-wise as well, or whatever else. It's just it's just like little traps of it. Let's just make it feel really amazing for 2-3 days, and then absolutely fuck me over, and I think that made me feel even worse because of whatever is in me, or I don't know. So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cry, but it was just fucking spot on, absolutely fucking spot on. Exactly what you described, the emotional part. It's just, that's how I feel, and I know obviously everyone will have the negative part in them, and I do have a lot of them, and you know, that's absolutely fine. I don't want to be perfect, this is boring, but that strong feeling, but bad feeling, all of those that you explain, that's how I feel, and it's just killing me every day.
Yeah.
And I know that's not me, because I'm like I'm a walking circus. I'm not a clown, I'm a walking circus. I go everywhere, you know, positivity, not the toxic one, but like, you know, I like to talk with people, and I want to be there and then, and you know, I'm okay person, I will say, but whatever is this doing to me, and it's just bad, just really bad. I don't know why. I don't know why me. I don't feel special at all. I don't. I just don't know. But I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm really sorry. I feel like it was just.
It's all good. I'm glad you get to express it.
Yeah. Well, I didn't mean to cry. But yeah.
I didn't mean to interrupt you either.
No worries. So yeah, a lot of things, you know, like I'm just like reading what I wrote, but yeah, a lot of things have been taken away from you. And no matter how much you're working on yourself, no matter how much you're trying to get better, various techniques you're doing, or people you're working with, it eventually has no results, because these light bulb gray beings are coming there, and they're working on their secret space program, and they're pretty much just workers who are going to come back and tune you up, fix you, make sure you go back in the stage you're supposed to be at, and you can never get free out of that loop, so to speak. So it's like your freedom, your strength, and everything else is being taken away, and they have control over you. Yeah. And basically right now, this physical body you have is being seen as the product that can be harvested, controlled, and used by the secret space program and certain groups that are connected to it. So that's what I had in my notes. And with it, I guess that's enough to like maybe turn the session into telling you what's going on with your life that you already know and feel, into working on getting that shit out of your life.
Yeah, but that can make well, not that can make sense. It does make sense because if when you're talking about the secret space program, when I asked him, well, when the hypnotherapist told me to ask if I ever agreed to this, whenever I was in a white gown, after like a surgery or something from the table, the answer I've got was no. It was them making a deal agreement with somebody else, but I never gave consent to this ever. Yeah. So I've told him that this needs to stop and I do not consent on it. So basically I've revoked that, but did I really? And when the 7 clones came in, I'm like, fucking hell, is it not enough that what you did to me and you 7 off me even more? Like what's going on? It's just, yeah, I just don't know what I mean. Like I'm no threat to them. I fucking hell, I don't even know how, when I'm APing or not, why they have to do this. I just don't understand how they can just take over anybody just like that without, this is rock normal.
One thing to understand about why you didn't do anything. It's like a bunch of farmers or ranchers have a bunch of cows and they milk the cows every day because they want the milk. They want our emotional energy and they will do anything and everything to stir up our emotional energy. And they'll pick on you and they'll pick on the other guy, and every one of us, all of us on the planet, we are their loosh production system. And that loosh is extremely valuable. It's used in all kinds of ways, but it's like gold or like currency in the galaxy or in the multiverse. They can literally package it and power a sun with our emotional energy, our loosh. So when they get someone that's emotional like you and strong, and you're easily get in touch with your own emotions and feel them, and it's pain, it's a painful emotion, but it will generate. And so that's one of the reasons. There's probably other reasons, but that's one of the reasons why you, and because it's important to understand why, but they want you to be in emotional fucking pain. And they do it with confusion, they do it with loss and physical pain. And they'll take things away from you, they'll set you up. After they take everything, well, they'll set you up and they'll give you stuff, opportunities, boyfriends, anything at all. And then they'll take it away again. Mm-hmm. It's not that you specifically, you don't have to rack your mind, what did I fucking do? You got born human, that's what you did.
that's the fuckery that I agree to that.
Okay, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Even when I tried to do the hypnotherapy, I could only tap into one past life that I had, looking the same as I do now, but I was in my teenager years, 13, 14, I don't know. And it was in like 1400s, just villages and just nature and that old school kind of little houses. That's that, but I can't think of why the fuck would I agree to this to come back or something, or it's just I couldn't find anything like that, and that's why I'm worried that if this doesn't stop, and also if I will not start to work on myself, that I will come back to this again, and I really don't fucking want to.
Just a little heads up. The past life recall you've had, as real as it is to you and how much you can relate to it, it is fake. Like, this is your first time on Earth, and it's more like secret space programming where they will take you and they will suppress your real memories and being able to tap into Akashic records and remember anything of your own. And they will give you the text that they want you to read and believe. And this is like, no, you've been on Earth before. And here's how it feels, and here's your life. And if you can recall it and you have all the details, you see it, you feel it, you live it, you've been there, well, yeah, they kind of put you in there. It's like watching a movie and one like blink is like the whole thing from the beginning until the end, all the years. So it's like hardcore experience while they're suppressing your memories. So you're not gonna come back here like knowing what you know and getting rid of all those implants. Like you don't have to worry about that one.
So I don't need to worry about coming back or getting it trapped or having the false memory. Sorry if I'm being thick at the moment. I'm all over the place. So if I do ask something 3 times, I apologize. So it's my first time on Earth. Fucking hell, great. I hope for last time.
It will, yeah.
I only like
it is.
I hope so, because the only thing that I like in this planet is the nature, my grandma, my father, and dogs and dolphins. That's all I care about. And my really good friends. I love them. Yeah. So that's all.
Well, okay. Here's a tip. Here's a tip. As much as you love them, do not come back to help them.
I will not.
They'll fucking die soon enough. Wait for it, and then help them once they're out of here. Or you can visit them in their dreams or something, but you don't want to incarnate again to help your buddies. That's no. I mean, it's worth doing once or twice. Well, so maybe not. Depends on who the friend is, right? You weren't worth it, motherfucker.
Yeah. Maybe what I think about, maybe my grandma, my dad, but even that, it may sound selfish, and I love them more than I actually love myself. The love I have for them, I will kill for them. That's how much I love them. But to come back to this for them,
fuck you, Grandma.
Sorry, Grandma, it's on you now, love. See you later. But yeah, so it's my first, let's just recap that before, because I'm trying to calm myself down as I'm throwing jokes, that's just part of me. Yeah. But so it's my first time on Earth, basically. Then obviously the whatever past life they put in my head is false. And then I don't need to worry about coming back. But why? How they can, that's what I'm really not getting. Because I still feel like they can trap me, but by feeling that or thinking that, they will trap me.
Exactly. That's why you want to get off your lazy ass and start.
I'll try.
Start doing inner work, one kind or another. And the ones we have on our website that you've probably seen is there for a reason. It's because they're the best ones I could find, easiest to learn and do for a solo instead of hiring somebody to do it. They're the easiest to learn and do. It's the soul contract stuff. It's the release work stuff, and it's the entity stuff, and it's the manifestation technique. And because you have powerful visualization, you got like one of 4 parts, because it's more than just visualization. But you have like one of 4 parts, and most people don't have one of 4 parts. They have, an eighth of one part, and but you have you have an advantage, you have an edge. But it is inner work. You got to learn it. But you're on board, you're learning it, you're involved, you're reaching out to different people to help you understand what the fuck is going on. And you're very aware. I mean, to even ask the kinds of questions you ask means you're very fucking aware.
I am, but I just, you're the only 2 people that will go further with this, because you're the only one I trust, even though I've only seen through camera, it's a bit weird to say, but it's just, I definitely am aware of that, and I know that what I feel many times, I was like, this is not me, this is not how I feel. Sometimes I can be negative, but it's not part of my personality, it's not part of my character even to be that negative that I am, because usually I'm sometimes naively optimistic, really like, this, full circus basically, but I never had bad intentions to anybody at all. Like, and the way I feel like how I'm being suppressed heavily, and what I've been saying all the time, it's just a confirmation. But I'm really surprised it's my first time on Earth. That was another question, where the fuck I'm from. Like, why would I come here? Or maybe was I created by that secret space program?
I think, no, go ahead, Aguila. You're a very interesting person to talk to, by the way.
Thank you. Even if I cry, probably.
Yeah. So it gets me wanting to say all kinds of shit, but Aguila's, she's seen stuff and she's got notes there, and you probably got questions for her, so I'm going to try to zip through here a little bit.
Oh, same, because I talk too much and I feel
That's
bad.
good.
Radka said the same. She actually wanted to apologize to Aquila. She's like, oh, tell her I apologize to Aquila because me and Rich were talking all the time. I'm like, it's okay. I did the same. It's all right. Don't worry. But yeah, sorry. I'll zip it too.
All right, it's okay. Yeah, like from what I'm seeing, it's more closer to either deception or forced incarnation. So you never even had an intention to come here and, oh, Earth is going to be fun. Like, no. And before coming here, I'm seeing you with the Tohan race, or that's like how at least I call them, or the name they told me, Tohan. And these are like colorful orb beings. So the blue light orb you saw, another kind of orbs that feel kind of like warm, close-ish, like, oh, you can connect them and relate to them. That's like Tohan race that I'm sort of familiar with. And they're pretty much like, their colors represent what they're focusing on. So like, just imagine an orb or an energy ball. And let's say if they're shifting to the creation of the nature, they're turning more greenish. If they're into oceans, they're turning bluish. And like, so like, depending on what they're doing and the feeling they have, they're pretty much just creating, manifesting, and giving it. So it's like just a bunch of beings as a consciousness. They don't need bodies. They don't like being human or something else. It's just pure consciousness, point of awareness, taking the shape of this and whatever they're focusing on and direct it to, like their energy, focus, intentions, creation, like they can like, okay, like this planet, this kind of thing, and they're going to create it over there. Now, each creator is being viewed like as someone who can create like or have massive influence. And it's really good for some guys that will be getting your help. And it's really good for some guys that will try to trap you and use you for their own things. So it's more like them. These beings are getting in the way of our or of our, like, let's say, they're trying to do their thing. They're bad guys and you're getting in the way of helping someone. Well, let's eliminate you. And just like getting you on this prison planet Earth or something else was one of the ways.
Oh, fucking hell.
All right, huh?
I just really hope that I will not come back to this shit show. I really don't. I don't even like it. I hate people. I love them. I love being around them, but I hate them. Like it's just right. I just don't like it in here. I don't know. But do you think that I had another life in that Alpha Centauri that you mentioned a year ago? And this is my second one. I don't even know where I'm from anymore. It's just
yeah, going for your origins is a wild journey because you like, let's say, okay, you've been with the Tohans, you've been on Alpha Centauri, you've been on other tons of playsets, and it's like you were born here. No, you've had a life there. And you can just go as being pure consciousness, like point of awareness with limitlessness. And it's like, okay, I'm gonna go in this planet, and you really like that lifetime. You might have spent thousands of years there, or you've had an amazing experience. And now coming here, the closest life you've had will be like, let's say, oh, I relate to that one. And it feels like your origins is from theirs because you've had a like great lifetime there. And that's like what we track back. But you can always zoom out and keep on going, like reverse, like, okay, well, where I am from. And it just keeps on going and never ending, so to speak.
And I'll have a question about something. Let me just put it down because my memory will be absolutely shocking. I forgot what I was about to say. What about that blue planet? If you can.
Yeah, so like what I perceive is pretty much like in the Hyperion Cloud Galaxy. Look it up if you want. Hyperion Cloud Galaxy. That's the location. Hyperion Cloud Galaxy.
Where have you been traveling? Oh my god.
I know, right?
Did you need testing and and everything, COVID tests?
About that. As for the name, doesn't really have a name. Let's say consciousness, like what you perceived and like trying to find out the origins from your higher self, like, oh, well, you get this picture shown. It's like, this is home. The home doesn't have a name. It has a feeling to it. So it's more like, this is the place. So location like Hyperion Cloud Galaxy, name I can't tell you. But if you would just like try to connect to it, focus on it, like how do you feel when you get that image? And so like what I'm seeing is like more like humanoid elemental beings. So all kind of fantasy creatures where, let's say, water like can form a humanoid being, or just like water can rise and just be like conscious and alive kind of thing, or even like take a rock and like shape a golem or something out of it, and now you have this being. So like it's like a lot of like nature kind of stuff, but like shape-shifting 24/7. Like you can become anything and be part of nature and like engage with others, just have fun. It's like this sort of like chill place, what I'm seeing. And like pretty much like way not involved in the whole, let's say, duality of playing the Archon game and stuff.
Okay, that makes sense, because whatever I've had the feeling, it was just water, pure water, and I was just right in front of it, like, and I couldn't come close to it. Like I said, that it was like a protective layer around it.
Yeah.
But I said that it's full water, but beings are inside underwater. Well, my another question is, coming to the fake imaginary and everything, how upon when I die, or you know, if they are trying to plant these images into my head or whoever's head, how do I differentiate between the fake images that are being shown to me, like with the past life or something, or if I'm AP, and how do I know, for example, the space balls that I'm seeing, what if that's fake implanted to make me question something? How do I differentiate that so I know that it is fake, to fuck off from there, and what is actually real? Because that is really important in order for me not to come in here. You know, what if when I die and I imagine something like my safe space? So okay, I will tell you, fuck off, white lies, see you later. I'm going to this beach in Cuba that I was twice and I love it. I created, but how do I know that creation I created in my head is not being affected by them? So it's a trap. Maybe the sense of feeling, but will I have that? So it's obviously, I know you will not be able to answer everything, do you know what I mean? But it's just, that's what's in my head. And because I really, really don't want to come back.
Yeah.
I don't know if I said this, but I really don't want to come back.
Okay, no, let me make a note on that.
So,
Come back here, right? You don't want to come back here, right?
nah, fuck this.
Okay, this is the place you don't want to come back. Okay, got that.
No, yeah, I don't want to come back to it. If I want to, either want to explore and choose wherever I want to go, or go back to source. I don't fucking know. Or go back to this blue planet, or connect to the blue, or whatever. I just don't want to come back. And I'm really scared, especially how I am being negatively affected. I'm worried that they will implant some stupid imaginary in my head, and I will believe it. And then again, they will have control over me. That I'm concerned about that.
Here's a metaphor, a story. You just got off the fucking boat. You got away from fucking prison, regular prison, and you run scrambling through the woods, and you get away, and you're like, oh wait, what do I want to do next? You don't really know, but you're glad you're out of there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So now you go wandering through the forest, the afterlife realm. You go running through the forest, and you start seeing beings. You see critters and people. And are you going to run in randomly? Are you going to run into a kind and good being that is going to help you? Or are you going to run some highwaymen, some hijackers, and they're just looking for a chump? And you don't really know where you're going, but now you're looking around and con artists in Los Angeles or New York. Hi, I'm here to help.
Mm-hmm.
A fucking con man can be charming and friendly and tell you a good story to get your confidence, so you'll agree to something and you'll give away something, or you'll go with them, right? So that's one. Do you want to do that? Or before you get out of prison, you're thinking, okay, where am I going to fucking go? I get the fuck out of here. I want to get back with my people. I want to get back with friends. I don't want to, some bullshit people say, I'll take you to your friends. Follow me. No, you get a fucking plan and you stick to it. And while you're here, you got plenty of awareness and consciousness and opportunities to study and learn, not just about here, but about the afterlife and the multiverse. And you go, okay, I know what I'm going to do and I know where I'm going to go. Maybe I'm not going to stay home if I go back home, or I'm not going to stay in this beautiful, wonderful realm when I get there, but that's where I'm going first. I'm going to get back with my people. So you start creating that in your imagination, get feedback from us and different people and different things. And you go, okay, in my imagination, this feels right. This feels like home. And these are some of the beings that will be there. They will be there for me. One aspect, you might have your grandma, for example, as the being over here and over here, because we all have presence in various planes and bodies at the same time. But you want one of your real grandmother aspects. She might not be an old lady then, but she's your good friend, family. So you imagine that. So where I go, I will have my friends and my family, and you got these visuals of what it's like. And that's your plan. When you leave here, that's where you're going. So when your body expires, you think there, boom. And it's like you fucking teleport past the forest, past the hijackers, the highwaymen, and the con fucking artists. And you just like, boom, and you're there. Because all that shit I just talked about, the highwaymen and all that stuff, that's like the lower astral and these other creepy low realms. And you don't have to do that. You can go like, I'm out, I'm free, bang.
See you later. Leave me
and
alone.
you pop, you go into your universe, your people, your friends, and you're home free. But when you learn how to get out of body while you're here, what you're really learning is how to consciousness shift from one reality system to another. And every dreamscape is a reality system. Either you're creating it by yourself, or your subconscious is creating it, or other beings are messing with your subconscious and influencing your subconscious to create it. Or that's one kind of realm you could go into. Another one is other beings have already created a realm, and then you go to these other realms that other people have created, like this earth realm. And like the astral realms, somebody else has already created those, and those exist whether you're there or not. And you just tune in to these astral planes and astral realms, belief system territories, alternate realities, parallel universes, and all of this. You just do it with your focus and attention and intention. So when you learn how to go out of body, you're learning how to shift consciousness away from the physical. That means you just don't create this place anymore, and it doesn't exist for you. But you have to consciously or unconsciously create another realm to be in it. So this is how you get out of body. You consciousness shift. So you can be in another world, and you go, you know what? While you're in an out of body experience, and you know it, and you go, oh, this is neat. But you know what? I want to go somewhere else. I want to go to that blue planet place. Bam. And you consciousness shift. So you've gone out of body from that realm you're in, and you go into a new body in your new realm. So it's the techniques that you can learn here, you can use when you leave here. And you're well on your way to learning this shit, so you'll be fine.
I am, but this is just absolutely messing up with me. But I definitely will learn then, and I think I will I think you guys do the guided Ubi or something on your website.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, I probably will take you up on that, definitely, because am I supposed to know all of these things after I die when I don't know it while I'm alive? So hello, it's not going to work. How, I think it's just my last question, because this hole in the back was the main point. How do I get rid of it? How do I just disconnect and tell the entity to fuck off from me? Because it pains me to say, but I'm really desperate. It really doesn't happen often for me to say this, but I definitely am desperate, and I need a change. I need a change in my life career-wise. I need to change. I want to leave England because I had enough of it here, but I'm going nowhere. Nothing is going on well with me. Personally wise, how I feel as well, like they're affecting me so bad that I just don't know how to get rid of it or anything. Like I just feel like I have the power to get rid of it, but not at the moment, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I would go with like 3 things. One is identifying that false beingness of yours. 2 is like there's that cloth of an scapegoat. And 3, like suppress memories, so that you know way more than we do if you can tap into it. And right now that knowingness and memories are being suppressed by secret space program. So coming back to identifying that fake beingness, you know, like when it doesn't feel right, like, you know, you wouldn't be that negative. You can get negative. It's like nature, like, yeah, that gets like it gets to us. But when it gets that deep, it's like, that's not me. Like I never get to that place. So you can sort of spot it. Like let's say like that laziness, not wanting to do anything, or let's say like, oh, I just don't take myself up to it, or, you know, like, well, whatever. So like you need to identify those aspects of your personality to spot what is that beingness within you and what kind of personality it has. So like put labels on it, like, okay, this giving up, afraid, lazy, whatever, all of those little things. And like having this whole list of beingness and personalities, how it affects your life, will allow you to sort of see and describe this beingness within you. Once you sort of like have an idea, like, okay, all of these things that are that feels fake in my life, that feels like it limits me and all, like once you have like, okay, here it is, you can address it as a party thing. And another thing is like using visualization. And for me, it's more of a physical hand motions. So for example, like, okay, it was inserted through my back, there was a hole in my back. So focus as if you like have your physical body here and your consciousness steps sort of behind it. And from behind, you just sort of like as if you're pulling that beingness out. You know what you're targeting exactly, but just like you're doing this astral surgery on yourself where you cut yourself open and pull out that fake stuff, and sort of like, okay, you just sort of pull out that old character as it doesn't work for you, and whatever was the original aspect, the real you can put it in. You can sort of recreate the new self that is like creative, powerful, can do anything, and anything positive that you like, you can put within you. And sort of like that would be like the astral surgery, for example. But it's just like few ways to deal with it.
Okay. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
Energetic work, like how it made you feel energetically, and every day of your life where you felt like, you know, that energy has been drained and you felt lost, or like you're not yourself and you've been suffering from it. Even all this energy, sort of like the galactic vacuum or whatever, sort of like take it all away, cleanse it, sort of filter it out, and return the original, the good stuff, so to speak. And like any agreements, stuff like that, like would be part of it.
Okay, I definitely will do that, and I'll try to calm myself down and listen to some music and just you know, do it, because I can't do it. It's just I need to push myself to do that, because obviously this entity is affecting me. But then if that will happen, if I do that surgery, if you want to call it that way, right, will the other aspect of my life, like work, like will I get more luck with the work or something, or, you know, are they affecting that part as well, or is it just me? Or by affecting me, I'm affecting everything around me in that case?
Yeah, the second way. It's like with that new beingness, they will affect every single part of your life. If that beingness has the laziness, and, you know, like, well, sometimes I'm lazy, but not that lazy. It's like right now at work or any other places, you're not going to be putting as much effort, because like your standards from here drop to there. And it's like, you can't go up. You can't go beyond that. So it's like you just take off that little filter, and now you can go as much as you want.
Because I'm trying to search for another job and everything, but I just been so unsuccessful, and it's just constant no response. So I thought I might have to do something with that, but as well. But I thought that whatever, you know, these tortoise little bastards, you know, thought they are messing up with me personally. But obviously, as you said, if they're messing up with me, then by negatively thinking, I'm gonna, you know, do everything like that away.
Yeah.
And I feel like I really need a change, and I'm really hoping that this job will work out, or any back home. But until I address this, then I will not be successful in the other one, because it's bad. It really is bad, and I have not felt this bad ever.
Right.
It's just shit.
And that's where we come to the second part, the cloak of an scapegoat. So think of Harry Potter, the cloak that makes you invisible.
Mhm.
It's that kind of stuff, but now you have the Tortoise and Secret Space Program, or like the human group that were in war, like their energy is on you. So whenever you're trying to get a job, people will see the cloak that's being projected. They won't see the real you. They will perceive someone else that will seem negative or doesn't work for them. They get like, I don't feel, doesn't feel good, because they're picking up the cloak, not you. So same thing with the cloak. Like, okay, it's an scapegoat cloak. It's the energy that wants to like make me look like the bad guy, or like, you know, like you will be identifying yourself like how someone else sees you. And with that, again, like if you describe or try to sort of put labels on that cloak of how others perceive you, or how it makes you feel inside and all, then again, like it's more like, let's say, visualization with physical motion. It's like I take that cloak off with an intention. You like no longer, like it's sort of a thing where you just burn that stuff around you, so to speak. Like it goes in various ways of how your consciousness and visualization can work. Like there are no limits, so be creative. But at the same time, you know, like that stuff sticks. So you need to get rid of that. And if you want, put in like, okay, this is how people will perceive me. I'm like, you know, like joyful, and I'm excited, and I know a lot, and people love me, and like something else. And that's going to be the new you that people will see.
Mm-hmm. That's actually the real me, you know, the one that you described the second part, because that's actually how I am, you know, and I do like that aspect of myself, but it's just been overshadowed by this. So definitely, yeah. Mm-hmm. Cool.
And with that, I would go with that beingness, the entity, the oath, it has the personalities and stuff. Once you pull it out, you also have to pay attention, because the personalities and things that were within you for a while sort of sticks and becomes part of you. It becomes your habit. It's like your new standard. So even though you pull it out, you might not see like 100% results. You might see 90% results. There's going to be that little bit of sticky shit on you. And that's like what you've become while having it within you. It becomes your new story of, oh, like I'm lazy, or no matter what I do, it doesn't work. I can't get better. I'm constantly being fucked with, and all of these things. It becomes your new story because of that beingness. So you need to sort of create a new story and work on removing the old things, as in, okay, like having no free will, having no creativity, can't manifest things and stuff like that. All of these things, like you've been saying to yourself, you've been experiencing and feeling and seeing, again, like you can just sort of like either remove it as soul contracts, or energetically sort of like cut the cords. There's a box method where we shove it in and just sort of disconnect it from ourselves and all. Like, again, lots of ways, but you need to sort of like everything that you start owning as your story, whether you knew it or not, you need to sort of like cancel it all out and start the new story of like, hey, finally, new me. I'm joyful, and I can like create things and manifest things as fast as I want. And, you know, like you just start the new life, so to speak. But it's like, you have to do that surgery, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get what you mean. I will definitely have to do that, because I just feel like I'm not moving anywhere, and I'm not getting any younger as well. So it's just like, hello, like, and I feel like I need the change, like really badly. Yeah. And when I had the second part of the interview, it was yesterday actually, it went well and everything, you know, the ladies were nice, so fingers crossed. Straight away, and I felt myself, I was here, haha, you know, that's just freaking clown as I always am. Right after we finished the interview, and I started to feel like, oh, you know, hopefully I'll get into the third round, and then after the third round they will say yes, and I'll finally be fucking off from England. All right. Not even 2 or 3 minutes after, I completely shifted. It's just as if I'm like this, and then, and I'm like, oh, they didn't like me. I'm not gonna get it. Oh, well, just doubt, negativity, just constantly. I'm like, and I even. And I actually messaged Ratka and said that, listen, like, I just don't know why I'm feeling this way. I don't know if it's my intuition saying that they actually didn't like me, or it is something affecting me to think this way in order to fuck it up. You see,
The second one.
yeah. See,
Definitely.
I know these things. I know that, but it's just, I think I'm not strong enough to kind of like, when I say understand, but just understand it correctly, or just like believe what I'm seeing, as if I need a constant reassurance. Let's say, pardon, constant reassurance, but not an approval, confirmation. Sorry, that's the word. Stupid foreign. Confirmation of someone that actually knows, that like you, like both of you, that actually know what they're talking about, to, you know, confirm that what I'm feeling, what I'm actually getting is actually correct. It's just I don't trust myself, and that's the problem. But it's just, but I spotted that feeling, like, what the fuck is this? Why am I all of a sudden being, you know, oh my god, thank you for the continue, just oh my god, what the fuck, you know, just constant. And I really want to get rid of it, because I will not be able to move anywhere, and I'll be here depressed every single day on my day off, sitting on the sofa and wrecking my life away. And I really don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So I need to get my PhD and be a doctor, and then just do the surgery. Just do that, because it's a shit show. But yeah,
that and a machine gun.
All that as well, and just I don't know, anything, just get rid of it. I'm sick of it, absolutely sick of it. But yeah,
with all the things on the list of homework and what you're gonna do for yourself, somewhere in it all, there's targeting the grace and the whole hierarchy affecting you. Even though you pull out the beingness and everything else, some people might still target you because it's not the energy, it's how you look or your name. So it's like declaring, like, you know, like, hey, here's my story, here's what happened, sort of telling them that, trying to make some deal with them. Or if it pisses you off and like, I'm done, like, just kill them, uncreate them, turn them into watermelons or something. But like, the grays are the ones that sort of turn you back into the old, sort of like reinstall the old programming. So getting them out of your space would be one thing. Finding someone above them, you know, like, it's a lot of work, but yeah.
It is. It will not happen. It will not happen overnight. That's for sure. But I personally feel like, even though I've still got the entity in me, I feel like a parasite. Ooh, I feel sick. If I do get the job and I do eventually move out, well, hopefully, I have to, not 3 times on a one. I feel that fresh start will. I think that fresh start will get the strength in me back. And that's what they do not want, because if I gain the strength, and then, you know, they will start being weak, and I'll eventually fuck them off. So that's why they, you see, that's why they are doing this. And that's why it's just a never ending circle. I need that, and I'm getting there, and then no, fuck you, and I'm getting it. So they messed me up. Then I gain strength back, then do it again, and they said again, no, fuck you, and then, you know, go on. So I don't know. I don't know if you see me back home or something. I know you're not that kind of medium or anything like that. That's just a bit pathetic to ask for. I would honestly, I would do anything for it to just go back home and then just start fresh, because I need that change. And as I said, if that will happen, then they are in trouble, and they know it.
Yeah.
So yeah, so let's just hope that something will happen, because can't do that. Yeah.
I think to add for the future list, you say, I have a parasite and I feel sick. You consciously know what's going on. You might not sort of pay attention to it, but something on a list, that's the whole beingness, the whole entity within you is a parasite, and it makes you feel sick, sort of for identification.
Yeah, I knew there's something going on like that, but my stupid primitive human aspect is not really understanding it. But I think if you want to call it higher soul, my high consciousness from, you know, whatever, knows what's going on. It's just the connection is a bit severed in there, you know, so it's not working basically. But yeah, it's just definitely have a lot of work to do.
Pick something that's simple enough that you believe that you will do it and follow through. Just one little technique. one of the things that we've shared with you, just pick one and get a win with it. Just learn how to do that, because it's always going to be inner work, and you want to get that momentum going of doing something every day that's positive. And while you're busy doing whatever you're doing, it will turn off the negative stuff, because it might pop up while you're working, but you'll be predominantly working on your positive technique. You're moving entities, getting rid of soul contract agreements, you're releasing limiting beliefs or emotions, or you're doing the positive stuff, which is using the manifestation techniques to manifest things. Or you can break the manifestation techniques down into their separate parts and just practice. One part is your inner dialogue. You can hear yourself thinking all the time, right? I mean, you're thinking, you're talking, it's negative, but you're arguing with yourself, or you're describing or commenting on how things are, and you can't turn it off. The awareness that you are is not the talking self. It's like there's a lot of you, and there are different parts of you, and they all have a different job, sort of thing. But the awareness part is observing and aware of the talking back and forth. Well, this awareness part, that's kind of like the boss. That's you, the boss. And you see yourself saying negative shit. You're a commander. You can say, stop. That's it. And literally in your mind, while you're talking negative shit, you go, oh, okay. And you can stop in mid-sentence saying, and it doesn't mean you're being pessimistic. You might just be describing your understanding of what just happened. You might be going, oh, the interview went okay, but what if it's just my imagination? You know, what if I'm bullshitting myself? That negative chatter, what if I'm just bullshitting myself? The awareness that you are goes, whoa, I saw that. Stop. You always have that ability to stop the negative thinking, even if it's entities talking in you or through you, and you say, this isn't really me being negative, this is an entity, I know it, right? But I can't get rid of the entity. Well, you say, whoa, I heard that, I can get rid, and you can switch it and say the positive to yourself instead. I can get rid of the entity. And not only that, a manifestation technique is you have to see it from the end. In other words, I got rid of the entity. The entity is gone.
You need to have a confirmation within yourself that it is actually gone, because other than even if you're going to doubt yourself a little bit, it might still be.
Yeah, and and it doesn't happen instantly and easily. It does take practice to spin the negative to a positive, and you don't have to believe it and you don't have to feel it. See, people will tell you in law of attraction and manifestation techniques that when you say something in the positive, you have to believe it and you have to feel it. And people will give up because, you know, hey, I got the job. You don't believe it. I don't have a job yet. Bitch didn't call me yet. And you go, oh, okay, but yeah, I have the job. And this little part goes, yeah, I don't believe that shit. So you're arguing with your belief about it. You don't have to believe it. And then the other technique is they say you have to feel the same thing that you're saying. You're saying, okay, I got that job, but I don't feel it. I genuinely don't fucking feel it. I would love to feel it. And I know the manifestation technique is feel it when you say it and believe it. I got that. It's not happening. I'm not doing it. I can't do it. You know what? That's false teaching or inappropriate or inaccurate teaching. You got to take baby steps. We can't even get up the fucking guts to say, I have the job. Just say, I have the fucking job. Shut the fuck up. Right? Now, and then practice that's one part, just saying the words. Getting the feeling state, that's a whole nother practice. That could take 2 or 3 weeks or a month or 2 or 3 months to start getting the feeling of it when you say it. You say it and you feel it. Hey, I said it and I feel it. I still don't fucking believe it though. And you go, shut the fuck up, this negative part of self. And I'm just telling you what I've noticed, and I know it's true. I don't believe it. It's a manifestation, 2 steps. I have the job, yay. And I feel like I have it, but I know I don't. And I don't believe it's going to come that easy. I don't think it's coming tomorrow. That negative chatter, it's okay. So yeah. Well, we're saying it in the positive and we're feeling it. So fuck you.
Basically.
Yeah.
Love that.
And
Yeah.
so but if you do not practice every day, any spiritual kind of work, you're not going to get better. If you leave it on default mode and wanting it and wishing it and thinking and focusing only on the negatives, it won't happen. It's okay to think on the negative, because you look at the negative because it's coming at you and like, oh, fuck, they're going to fuck me. I got to get a new job. I can't fucking find a job anywhere. You're telling yourself this to help you understand the situation and motivate you to do something. But it's just not the way to be effective. It's what all of humanity does. We have to look at, we think we have to look at the negative and think about it and feel it, or we feel how negative we feel. And our first thing we want to do is say it out loud or say it to ourselves. Oh, I feel like shit. Well, you have the feeling and you just said it to yourself, and you also believe it. You've just manifested feeling like shit for tomorrow. You did it today, man. I feel like shit. I work with that every day. I'll wake up in the morning. If I feel like shit, I go, oh, I feel like shit. And I believe it. Or I wouldn't have said it. We almost never say anything to ourselves unless we believe it. But they are two different things. So we get a feeling state, whether it's positive or negative, and that usually inspires a person to talk to themselves. Oh, I feel great. And then you look around, why do I feel great? Oh, I guess I just woke up on the right side of the bed, or, oh, I just got a fucking raise. I just got the job. That's why. So we got beliefs, but we're talking in the positive because of how we feel. So you got to break the habit of talking in your head because of how you feel. So you go out of an interview and you're feeling, not thinking or believing, feeling like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to get that job, but it's a feeling, it's not words. But we're inspired by our feelings to say it in inner dialogue. Oh, I feel like this. It must be because I don't think I did a very good job in an interview. And then you believe it. So you got to think, feel, and believe, and you're going to manifest that shit over and over. You break the cycle by going, walk out of there. You know, I feel like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm not going to say it to myself. I feel great. I got the job. You know, you don't believe it. You know, you don't feel it. But you know what? You got 1 out of fucking 3. At least you said the fucking words. Fuck everybody. I did more than you did, bitch. Right? And you're practicing. Each one of those things take fucking a lot of practice. I mean, a lot of practice for some of us. Others, no problem. But some of us do.
I'll definitely have to do that, because my negative talk is just stronger than anything, and then
Okay,
I'm just calling it to myself. Like,
yeah.
hello, I'm negative. Let's go in there, have a party with me. Come on.
Yeah.
No.
So here, say this, right? This is a demonstration of practice. You just said something like, my negative talk is stronger than anything, kind of something like that. So you go, oh, I just noticed I let's say you were saying that in your head instead of to me. And you go, oh, wait, you know what? My positive talk is stronger than anything. It's way stronger than that fucking negative talk. You practiced. Good for you. You practiced. Now, another really important superpower, it's like 4 things. You know, you got to say it or think the words. You got to feel it. You got to, you know, it's nice to believe it, but then the imagining of it, literally visualize it happened. That's step 4, and you have that one. You can imagine, like, you leave the interview, you come home, and you can lay there and or sit in your chair and you imagine sitting in your new office.
I do.
Yeah, with that whoever interviewed you, the bitch that interviewed you, whatever it was, or she might have been a nice lady, but they're usually.
I use that word too. Don't worry.
Yeah. So you imagine the bitch coming in and saying, "Welcome to your first day at the job." You literally use your imagination to build out the visual of the end, the end result. And then as you start visualizing it and saying it, you can practice feeling it a little bit. And you might even trigger the happy feeling, even for if it's a half a second or a second long. Oh, there it was. Oh, there it went. But you felt it. And so you're visualizing it, you're saying it, you're imagining it, and you felt it. Maybe not all as much as you want, but you did it. But it takes practice. And I know you've decided to send lazy on their way back to wherever they came from.
Oh, I'm ready.
And you can be more and more aggressive or proactive in your spiritual work, as with everything else. Yeah,
I do, because that's what I feel has been that spiritual work, as well as other being heavily suppressed. Like I just don't do anything. Like if I have a day off, like sometimes I go see my friends and look after their dogs. Predominantly, I'm just at home. And usually, if I stay at home for one day, the second day I need to get out, because I just have to go. Oh, I can't be out, And now I'm like, I'm not going out. I'm just going to be like a hermit, sitting laying in here and just, try to grow within my sofa. So, but definitely the way I think and everything, but it's so weird because I've been thinking negatively. No, I've been thinking positively about this job. All of a sudden, boom, negative. But why imagine in my head, I'm already in the office recruiting people, in home, I'm already, having a beer with my dad. I'm already, sitting with my dad behind the table and he's teaching me all the psychological tests and everything, that because he's a psychologist, he can teach me all these tests and everything, even though I don't believe in psychology that much, but I can pretend I do. Yeah. But everything, and it's just I've created already that I'm already at home, and fucking know how many boxes I've got, fucking know how many shoes I've got, fucking know how much it costed me to move everything. I've created it all. It's just that thinking that's just I don't know if they like me, even though they did. They fucking did. Yeah, let's just be there, they did. And that's it. But it's just that part of me is just sometimes creeps in and just say no, don't. Yeah. And that's now at least I know what it is.
Yep. Okay. You got your hands full. You got a lot of homework to do.
Oh God, I've never been a good student, but I will try.
You're doing great.
I'll try to contact you after a while or something and see if there's any change or something, or if anything changed, or if it can help me with something. And it would be, I've got that soul contract off you, actually. I bought that. I found some, but I didn't find anything spiritually connected, job wise and friendships and some other stuff, yes, but not spiritual, at least not yet. Yeah. But again, I haven't been practicing a lot, so sorry, I have to put my hands in the air. But yeah, that's it.
Okay. All righty, we better get going. We got.
Yeah, sorry, I took you a bit longer than.
No worries.
No worries.
But yeah, hopefully the alien pictures, you can keep it in your log, and sometimes look at them and you bastards. But yeah. So yeah, hopefully the cooperation that they said that they wanted with me, the only cooperation that they will get from me is my middle finger. So they can do whatever they want with it. So that's all it is. But yeah, thank you ever so much, guys. Sorry for the crying. It was just a bit overwhelming.
It's all good.
Oh, it's all good.
But yeah. So hopefully, I know this is going to be recorded. You will put it through and then send it to my email, isn't it?
Yeah. Did you get the one earlier? Did you? I just sent one. The other one.
Yes, I've seen a link like 10 minutes before the session started. So yeah, but I will go through that. No, I'll go through this first, and then I'll write everything down properly because my attention span is sometimes really shocking. So, you know, I have to go through it and everything. What you have to realize it and then just start doing this because I'm sick of it. And, you know, no, absolutely not. But yeah, thank you ever so much again. I really, really appreciate it. It was always a pleasure to speak with you too. So yeah, hopefully next time that you hear from me will be, you know, in good time. So hopefully.
Excellent.
All right. Wish me luck.
Okay.
Thank you ever so
Good
much.
luck.
Cheers, guys.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Take care now.
You
Bye.
too.